Grand Rising. This is the Human Daily Design Energy Report for April 2nd, 2023. And so the sun is on the fourth line of gate 21. And so we are working with that opportunist line, really looking at the transpersonal, looking at our relationships, looking how we intermingle with society and the collective as a whole. And so the key word here is strategy. The careful appraisal of opposing forces to establish a proper response. Success in action through clarity. The ego to succeed on a material plane and the instinct to use the power efficiently in response to conditions. A tendency when in the right to misjudge the power of one's opponents. The drive when in the right to follow one's ego rather than one's instinct. And so really looking at our self-regulation and looking at how we cooperate with people and how we can collaborate. And are we always so stuck in our ego and stuck on being right? Are we willing to kind of give and take and play a little bit, be a little bit flexible for the better of the whole, right? And so how can we find our self-regulation to find that balancing point? And we can get recalibration. We can come from our root. We can think about the timing center of everything, and we can really look at how recalibrating ourselves, how coming back in, how rechecking in, especially when we're working with other people, we're out in society. How can we recalibrate? How can we tune in to make sure that we are still in alignment, that the ego isn't truly taking over, and that we are actually doing our best, right? That we are listening to our soul, that we are listening to our strategy, to our authority, and that we aren't just coming from the place of the ego. And so recalibrating is a wonderful way to stay in that strategy, right? This is all about working smarter, not harder. How can we learn to work together? How can we learn to drop the ego? How can we learn to value ourselves coming from that heart? And so recalibration is one way to do it. Let's see what message we get from Mama Gaia and her beautiful wisdom from the plants on how else we can stay and utilize this strategy. Rosemary for remembrance. We can use our past experiences, right? We can use our past experiences, especially when we are working with other people. Now, however, don't get caught up in being like, well, this was the past, so it's going to go this way. No, we still want to use it just to remember that this is a possibility, that this is what happened in the past, and so that we are aware, but we don't want to close down any of our other opportunities that could be coming our way because of something that happened in the past. And so yet again, it's about that regulation. It's about checking in and diving in. And how can we let go of the ego sometimes and be like, well, this happened in the past, and so it's going to happen the same way. No, but let's just be aware of all the opportunities, all the possibilities that can happen. And also making sure that we're not misjudging ourselves, but also the other opponent based on the past and somebody else's experience. And so we have to remember too that just because one person chose to react and did something in some way, that doesn't mean that everybody's going to react that way. And so the past is great to have these experiences, to remember these experiences, to learn from them, to make sure that we're not repeating them. But we also have to have this room for openness. We do still need room for possibility, room for play, room for exploration. Don't forget to like these videos, subscribe to my channel, send them to your friends, to your family, to whoever you think would love to live a life in alignment. You can also shoot me over an email if you'd like to work together, Christine@essentialstrong.com. Sending you all so much love today.